Hello and welcome everybody to Gameflix and Chill. I am Nick. This is Dante. This is Gameflix and Chill, and today we are going to be doing a Call of Duty tier list. Um, Pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. What we have here is up to current. Actually, I'm looking at it. I don't see Modern Warfare 3 on here, but actually, it is on here. Pretty sure it's just called Call of Duty on this tier list, but either way, we're gonna rank everything in from our, I don't know, what's our criteria? Are we gonna rank it based on all out package?
I'd say we go. Mm, I, yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll go all out package.
All out package. So like that's campaign, multiplayer, zombies. Any other offerings. Now on this tier list, it does say that it has Warzone and Warzone 2 as their own thing, and I kind of
Gotcha.
like that. I kind of like that it's its own thing. But yeah, I guess we just get into it. Oh, I
All
can't get
right.
into it without asking, how's the arm doing?
Oh, doesn't need surgery as far as I know,
That's
but
good.
yeah, it's getting there.
I finally have like my finger that I smashed at work. I talked about it on the last podcast. It it quit giving me pains because I was like laying awake and I was feeling pain up through my elbow, like up into my shoulder from I smash something. It's gonna fuck some nerves up. But every once in a while I'll like reach for something and I'll get like pins and needles up through my hand, but it's getting better. Well, it's at least you don't need surgery. At least that's fine. Just don't overstretch it.
Yep.
Okay, so I say we just get into this. First thing I put in the no category. I don't know if you can see this right off the rip. This is Call of Duty Online, and it was only available in China. So I've never played it. You've never played it. I hear it was really cool, but I'll put it in never played. Just no is just terribly, laughably bad. I've never played this, and we never will because Activision shut it down. Actually, I believe the Chinese government made Activision shut it down, but I don't know. Did you ever play the original Call of Duty?
Yeah.
The original one. Okay. Um I personally have never played it, but since you have, I mean, it had to be obviously very bare bones.
It was, and it would go. If I had to say, just for like, I don't want to be mean to it in a way, but just for solidarity's sakes, I'd personally just put it right in the middle at C.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, yeah, it's the first COD, but that's really the extent of it. It wasn't really anything too special. It wasn't anything not special, but it was there. That's how it started.
All right. Yeah, you want it in C? I'll give you C for it. I won't argue with you. Where's Call of Duty 2? Call of Duty 2. So, I'm going to bring this one up here. Actually, I put it over here so the viewers can see it. I never played COD 2, but I played Call of Duty 2 Big Red One on the PlayStation 2. So it was like kind of the same game, but I believe Big Red One was actually made by Treyarch. This was made by Infinity Ward back in the day. And honestly, I remember having a lot of fun playing Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. I don't know about like the actual Call of Duty 2, but this is where like the OGest of OGs played. Did you play COD 2?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think honestly probably C tier with I'd say C tier above COD 1.
I agree with that.
All right. Now, COD 3. This was the first mainline game that Treyarch had developed. And honestly, everyone was kind of. I remember at the time, people were like ragging on this game. It just wasn't like. Everybody said it's not as good as COD 2. I don't have any evidence as to it being good or bad. Um, but Treyarch was very much at the time just like making their way up the flagpole at Activision. So I don't know where to put this one. I would, for me, I'd say D tier because it wasn't as good as COD 2, allegedly. I never played it.
No, I can agree with that. I never played it myself, but like I've watched a couple people play it, and
Okay.
no, it definitely fits more in the D tier.
Um let's put it in never played then, if we've never played it.
That works.
Call of Duty 3, never played. All right. Can I just put this where it deserves to go?
Go for it.
COD 4 Modern Warfare is an A tier game.
I completely agree with that.
It's a fucking A tier game. It added, what did it add? Kill streaks. I don't think like full fledged create a class was. Wait, create a class was in this, right? It's been a very long time since I played it. I
Like
played it at the tail end because Modern Warfare 2 had come out, and I played Modern Warfare 2 and wanted to go back and play this one.
it kind of was there. It was a very simplified
Mm-hmm.
version of custom.
Yeah, it was pretty much pick your gun and your perks. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't obviously, so it was like I'd say it was like create a class junior. Like it was the next step to like full fledged create a class. Um, but it has some like really good maps. It also had some glaring issues. Uh, I remember, like I said, I didn't play it a whole lot because I really got into it during Modern Warfare 2. But I remember like under the map glitch where you could just like prone at this one dumpster on I think it was Crash. You could just prone at this dumpster and you'd get under the map and you could just fry everybody. Like one burst fucking M16s sitting on head glitches. Like it
Oh
had its
yeah.
issues. What was Juggernaut? Was stopping power in this or was that was Modern Warfare 2? I know it
That
was
was
Modern
one
Warfare 2.
too.
But yeah, kill streaks got added in, and I remember this game was a revolutionary moment, not just for Call of Duty, but for FPS shooters. You know, it was like there's not a single FPS shooter right now that wasn't influenced by this game, and it deserves A tier. I don't think it's an S tier game though. All right, moving right along. Call of Duty World at War.
S tier.
I agree. I think World at War was essentially COD 4, but maybe wrapped up a little bit tighter. Like, I mean, I personally, so I did play this. I didn't play a whole lot of multiplayer, obviously, but if you can't tell by my wall back here for the visual, the YouTube viewers, um, man, I just realized that this is going to suck to put on Spotify. I didn't think about that. Fuck it.
Nah.
Hey, Spotify people, if you want to see what we're doing, come to YouTube. Hey, YouTube people. If you want to hear what we're doing, go to Spotify. But yeah, World at War. Anyway, if you can't tell by the wall right here, big zombie guy. Me. Dante's like I'm like an S tier zombie player. Dante's like an A tier zombie player, I'd have to say. So World at War for me was just all zombies, and the campaign was fucking phenomenal. We haven't mentioned the campaign on anything. COD 4's campaign. I want to just jump back real quick. I want to say it massively like overrated compared to other things we've got in the Modern Warfare.
I agree.
universe. Okay, glad we can agree on that. I will put World at War in S tier, although I think it deserves to be somewhere between S and A. So if we want to put it in S tier, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the bottom of S tier for me.
That's fine.
But man, that campaign was just awesome. You got to play as the Americans, the Russians during World War II.
That
Reznov was the main
nostalgia at the
character.
end when you complete the campaign and you're like, "Oh, I'm done," and then it fades to black, and then you just hear the first zombie screech.
Yep, dude. And I think with this game, Treyarch really put that name. You know, they stepped on the scene and they were like, "Yeah, we heard you guys didn't like Call of Duty 3. Um, but yeah, check this out. We've been working on this. This is what we wanted to make back then, but we just couldn't." And I mean, Zombies was a complete accident. That was like the developers were making that in their spare time just for like fun, you know. What else did I want to say about World at War? Oh, I think this game gets a lot of hate because it came right after Modern Warfare. And the multiplayer like community was so hyped to be having war in like the modern era. And having another World War II game was just kind of a letdown for them, which I understand, but I still think it deserves to be S tier. Actually, bottom of S tier, but we'll leave it in S tier. All right. After World at War, we have Modern Warfare 2. There was some broken shit in this. If we're talking multiplayer, broken shit, stopping power, one man army noob tubes, you know, riot shields. Just if you, people who think riot shields are broken in Call of Duty now, I mean, go back and play this. There was like absolutely no counter unless you could somehow like cook a grenade right behind them. Even I don't even think sticking them with a sticky was a guaranteed kill.
Nope.
But as far as a campaign, dude, like some of the most iconic moments in Call of Duty's history were Modern Warfare 2. Like we fell even further in love with the characters that they're now rehashing in modern Call of Duties, and in current Call of Duties. But where for me it's a little bit of a letdown is that third mode. Spec Ops was just like you went back and replayed certain missions that you liked out of the campaign, but nothing I really ever spent a whole lot of time doing, you know. But I still think as far as a package, as far as quality, and as far as how much fun I had playing this game, it's an S tier COD. What
Oh,
are your
100%.
thoughts?
100%. There's no other words. I want to say, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 2 is going to be my highest S tier in my mind, and it has one solid contender, and I just kind of got to wait and see where it goes with that one. But I definitely feel 100% S tier.
I We play a lot of Call of Duty still. I I maybe I sound a little biased because I'm a boomer, but going for nukes in this game was so fun because kill streaks could stack. And if there was one mechanic I wish they would bring back, it's allowing kill streaks to stack for a nuke. Maybe make it. I mean, Call of Duty's already a lot harder than it used to be. So why is it okay to stack kill streaks in a game that's really easy, fast time to kill, not very fast paced, and like why is it okay in that, but not in Call of Duties where it's extremely fast paced? Everybody nowadays has a fucking headset that didn't come out of the bargain bin behind Goodwill. Like just bring some of that fun mechanic back. But Modern Warfare 2, I mean, just a blast with you and I mean, to this day, me and some of my other friends, we still go back and we'll play the original MW2. Moving on from Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, the GOAT, Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Hmm.
My personal favorite campaign ever. Like all the MK Ultra mind control shit. Just like Treyarch solidifying their name even further than World at War, right? That they took a Cold War era, Vietnam era game and based real shit. Or based their game off of real shit that actually happened, and gave us like no better way to describe it other than Black Ops, like operations, black operations that could have possibly even actually occurred during the Cold War, and they did it in just such a way, and that I think it's a masterpiece, and probably personally my favorite Call of Duty game. If I'm gonna rank all of them, it's my number one. Multiplayer, solid, absolutely solid. Some of the greatest multiplayer maps that have ever come out, and I wish they would start remastering some of those. Um, you know, Progression systems. COD points first came out, and you didn't have to spend $20 real to unlock everything, but you could unlock things at kind of your own pace. Um, I loved Black Ops 1. Absolutely loved it. Zombies. Man, what a zombies season. Even for like DLC. Came out with Kino and 5. Then you had Ascension, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and Moon, and then all the remasters from World at War. Best overall package in Call of Duty history. You have anything to add?
Say the only thing in my mind that keeps it out of, I'd say, like lower S tier would be, like, I'm talking like it would be high A tier, is that the multiplayer was solid, but not solid solid.
It wasn't, in my opinion, as smooth as Modern Warfare 2's was, even with the one weapons that the one weapon I always like using is snipers. In this game, it's hard to snipe in this game. It's not as smooth as the original Modern Warfare 2. I think that has something to do with them. Do you remember when you snipe like for a split second in Black Ops 1, the whole screen turns black as you scope in?
Yep.
Yeah. You didn't like the multiplayer, but the campaign and the the campaign and the zombies, even for me, like, incredible. I am going to put it in S tier behind Modern Warfare 2, above World at War, and that is my one pick that goes to S tier because I gave you World at War. Personally, think World at War is an A tier game behind COD 4. But I gave you
Hmm.
World at War, so I'm putting Black Ops 1 behind Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, you say that, the Black Cat.
I'll always have good memories of Black Cat with you, man. Co-op campaigns from World at War, for anybody who doesn't know, used to be able to play the campaign co-op, and it would cut a couple missions out. But um, back in the day, Dante and I had a projector in my basement. Like, my stepdad brought this projector home, and he worked for an IT company. This company like upgraded; they didn't need this projector, so we hooked my Xbox up to it, and we had like 101-inch screen playing the mission in World at War where you're like piloting a fighter or something, and we were in like the gunner seats, both of us. Man, that's a good memory. Maybe for me personally, World at War A tier above COD 4 then. but I'll leave it in S tier if you let me keep Black Ops 1 in S tier.
All right, I'll let it slide.
But I agree with you. I think Modern Warfare's multiplayer was better than Black Ops 1's. Solid multiplayer, but Modern Warfare 2 was just better. Uh, so after Black Ops, what do we have? Modern Warfare 3, and not Modern Warfare 3 2 from 2023. We had the original Modern Warfare 3. Um, I want to say it's a B tier Call of Duty.
I'd say it's mid to low B.
Fair. Modern Warfare 3, it fixed a lot of the broken shit from Modern Warfare 2. And the multiplayer in a lot of ways in my mind is um in some ways better, in some ways worse off than Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2. But Modern Warfare 3 had a very rushed development, right? Yeah, I think it was like turned around in something like 8 or 9 months. And I think that Sledgehammer Games came in and worked on this. So this was the first title we ever had fully developed by Sledgehammer Games. And the campaign had some good moments, but it just didn't hit like the Modern Warfare 2 campaign did. It didn't have as good of a soundtrack. The multiplayer was, like I said, in some ways better, a lot, some ways worse. You couldn't stack your kill streaks, but they fixed the one man army, noob tubes. They fixed a lot of shit, and I think it deserves its roses for that. But as an overall package, like even the third game mode being survival and the spec ops, like survival was fun like twice. I think this whole game just needed like another 6 months in the oven, and it would have been as good as Modern Warfare 2. It could have been an S tier Call of Duty or very high A tier. Any words about OG MW3?
I personally have to say, out of all the CODs, it's probably like top four for its campaign for me. But multiplayer and the survival mode just kind of dragged it back
Right.
down.
Like like I said, the campaign had some great moments. It wrapped the story up. It, I just I played it right before Modern Warfare 2 22 came out. And I'll say like it had, like I said, had some great moments, but there were moments in this like campaign where I was like, what are we doing? Like why are we doing this? And it's all just to like kind of like feed you little bits and pieces of something that's kind of relevant but not really, to get you to the point where you are playing as Captain Price and Yuri and you're going to kill Makarov, right? Good, decent Call of Duty game, not great. After Modern Warfare 3, what do we have? Black Ops 2? Hmm.
Yeah, I want to say Black Ops 2.
Black Ops, yes, it was Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Zombies was a little rough at first, but like it got really good here. And the campaign was not as good as Black Ops 1, but still pretty good. I mean, like, dude, I remember being in tears when I thought I killed Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing, like, I just kind of thought about. Um, Black Ops 2, there's so many little things that you can change in this campaign, so many different routes that you can take that will alter the endings that you get. And the last time I played it, I finally got the ending where Woods gets out of his wheelchair and starts playing that Avenged Sevenfold song with the characters that they modeled
Yeah.
after the Avenged Sevenfold band. Yeah, dude. Campaign wasn't as good as Black Ops 1, but it's up there still for me. Um Multiplayer. I think this is peak multiplayer. Like
I agree.
it hit a home run as far as multiplayer from, it had some unbalanced shit, not as much as Modern Warfare 2. It was fun to play. I wanted to keep playing. It was the first game I ever hit Master Prestige in. And zombies. Oh, we'll go back to multiplayer for just a second. We got DLC skins that cost a whopping $2 for all of the weapons. It's like you could put that camo on any gun. It was the start of microtransactions, but they were done right in this game. So, and for zombies, man, the biggest letdown in this whole game is the fact that we had transit and then followed right up by die rise. And I was not a fan of either of those maps. Like, I don't mind die rise as much these days, but like following transit, man, that sucked. Go try to pack a punch solo on transit. Tell me how much fun you have. Where would you put Black Ops 2?
I'm gonna go. mm, I'm torn between low S, high A. I'd say I'm gonna go with high A.
High A tier for Black Ops 2. God damn, that's rough. Because for me, I would swap this one and World at War. I'll give you high A tier. But as a total package, I think it is bottom S, right in front of World at War in my opinion. But we're doing this together. So after that was Call of Duty Ghosts.
No.
Yep. It's
All
just
right, we move on.
dude,
There's
no,
no
we
need
got
to
to
even.
talk about it a little bit, dude. There was a dog, there were fish. I don't know anything that happened in that campaign.
Listen, all
Them
right, I'll give it this. Campaign lore and backstory, fantastic. Everything else, complete ass.
Yeah, like the plot of the campaign was shit. But like there was some like cool ideas that I just wish they would have got off the fucking ground floor, you know?
Yeah,
Can I bump Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2 down to D tier?
yeah.
Okay. I feel like they fit better there. All right. Because I feel like we're going to have some stuff that is going to be C tier coming up. So we had COD Ghosts. Extinction would have been really cool if the DLC was free because that first map is not great. But I guess they got into some really cool stuff in the DLCs. I never played it more than DLC 1 because I played the multiplayer, which everybody's like, people tell me multiplayer was the best part. I don't think there's a single part of this game that I liked. Didn't like the
Nope.
campaign. Didn't like the extinctions game mode, and um I think the multiplayer was the thing I hated the most, honestly,
Yeah,
because
it
I
was one of
played
the
it,
CODs I played the least.
dude. I remember getting it. Like my mom got it for me for like I want to say Christmas or like a couple weeks after launch, and I tried to play it, and like my internet connection with that game was awful. I just lagged everywhere. Would pop in Black Ops 2, play Black Ops 2 still, and it was fine. It's like, fuck this game. And I played Black Ops 2 for another year after Ghost. It goes in no tier. Just no. We're not gonna. No one's ever going back and playing Ghosts. Fuck Ghosts. And it sucks because prior to this, the last game that we got from Infinity Ward was Modern Warfare 2. And we just deserved so much better. After Ghosts, Sledgehammer worked on their not their first Call of Duty game, but it was their first own IP, their own um, intellectual property. So they created their own story. This story is called Advanced Warfare. Press F to pay respects. It was the best thing that came out of this game. Although I will say some of the zombies maps were cool. The first one I had a lot of fun with. Um, Campaign I remember being pretty damn good actually. I it's one that I never want to go back and really play ever. But I remember this moment where like you were on this fucking chase on this bus and you were like hanging on the side of this bus with your exosuit and I don't know that is the only thing I really remember from this campaign, but I remember having a lot of fun with it. I actually did play a little bit of multiplayer. I really liked the multiplayer. I liked the advanced movement mechanic at this point. I think it needed some tweaking, obviously, as we'll talk about with our next entry on the tier list. But they got Kevin Spacey once again. Press F to pay respects. Actually, fuck that guy. Um, I don't know, man. It could have been so good,
C
but it
tier.
was not good. I agree. It's a C tier Call of Duty, dude.
Zombies hardcore carried it.
Yep, yep. It's a decent package that was ruined by stat altering microtransactions. And that's how I feel about it. All right. Um yeah, we'll just move on. Black Ops 3.
I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna a little controversial, but I'd say D tier.
D tier. Okay, you're going to have to work with me on this one because if we were ranking these all on their single player campaigns, I believe it belongs in a no category. If we're
I
ranking it
could
on
agree with that.
multiplayer, you and I played the shit out of this multiplayer. Best advanced
Yeah,
movement Call of Duty, hands down. And the zombies, I know you were a big Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 zombies guy. Zombies for me carried this whole fucking game. So if I was ranking these all on their like third game modes, if I was just like ranking zombies, this is the number one. But can we put it in B tier? Because multiplayer was great aside from microtransactions required, loot boxes required to unlock all the weapons. It was the only thing I hated about this game. The
I'd
campaign
put it above Modern Warfare 3.
above Modern Warfare 3 in B tier. Like, but if we're ranking it on zombies, it's an S tier game. I know you weren't a big BO3 zombies player. You didn't like having to go to fucking Harvard to get a PhD to figure out how to open pack a punch. I get it. I get it. But if you put that little bit of effort in,
Nah, I'll
Black
watch
Ops 3 is
somebody.
good. Yeah, you let somebody else do it and then just go up. You let somebody open up all the doors, do all the steps, and then you save all your points to get into pack a punch.
Yep.
Um, I just go through the zombies. Like it launched with Shadows of Evil on the wall. One of my top 4 favorite zombies maps of all time. Um, it launched also with the Giant, which is probably my least favorite version of Derice. Um, then we got DE, which was a banger. Zetsubo no Shima, which was a if you were there for the fireworks display, Zetsubo of this game is out in a parking lot throwing firecrackers around with Revelations, in my opinion. Um, then we had what Gorod Krovi. I mentioned Horizon. Yep, banger. Gorod Krovi, also a banger. Gorod Krovi, the only map on the game that feels like a Black Ops 1 map. So you would probably actually like GK. Um, and then Revelations, which, like I said, was out in the parking lot throwing firecrackers at the fireworks display. But Zombies Chronicles, gotta give a little shout to Zombies Chronicles, man. That was something cool. That was something we never saw before. That's my reasoning for it being S tier. But as a full on package, I'd say top of B, bottom of A is where it belongs.
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare. I put it in the no tier.
I agree.
And it sucks because possibly some of the best things we got from this game was Zombies in Spaceland, Raven the Redwoods a little bit for me personally. Never really liked the layout of that map. The Zombies game mode carried this game, but I'm sorry, I gotta put it here because the multiplayer, very much so, like COD Ghosts. I played it twice, and it was like if I wanted to play this style of game again, I'm just gonna play Black Ops 3. It's better for multiplayer. Now, for the viewers and the listeners, I know Dante might not. I know it probably has one of the an S tier campaign. I've never played it, and the multiplayer holds this game down so much for me that I don't think having an S tier campaign could even get it into like D tier or C tier for me. It just can't. The multiplayer is that fucking bad. And once again, stat altering uh weapon blueprints. No. Any final wishes?
No, I think I'd rather let it
Just
die in peace.
move on.
Yeah.
What was after IW? Oh, we had COD 4 remastered. Didn't really play a lot of it. Um, oh wait. By the way, we ranked Modern Warfare remastered
Oh, it's the same thing.
rather than COD 4. Um, yeah, I'd say it's the same thing. In a lot of ways, the COD 4 remastered was better as far as multiplayer. In a lot of ways, um, I'm sorry, COD 4 was better as far as campaign, just like a revamp, but COD 4 multiplayer better. I don't know. They're the same fucking thing. They added what did they? Oh, they added loot boxes and a mastery camo in this game for multiplayer. I believe. After Infinite Warfare, we have Call of Duty World War II. You know
I'm
what?
gonna put it.
I'm putting COD 4 remastered below Modern Warfare 3 and B tier. I'm just gonna do that. I'm sorry. People only played it because Infinite Warfare was shit. Moving on.
True.
Call of Duty World War II. Go. You
I'd
talk.
say the campaign, it was a prime time campaign for me. That's one of the things I pull out of that game that I was like, all right, this makes it good. The multiplayer, I can see why people would like it, but yet again, it it almost just felt like a recolored World at War.
Right. Hands down.
And
Um,
then the zombies, yeah, cool.
I liked the first map. Final
First
Reich
map
is
was
a
good.
great map for zombies. Um,
Everything after though, like I don't know, that game zombies just didn't have me attached.
Everything after the Final Reich, I was just like, well, I guess I'll watch this YouTube stream of them doing it. Shadowed Throne was DLC 2, and then Tortured Path was DLC 3, which was absolutely awful. It was like 3 mini zombies maps. It was like Outbreak before Outbreak was a thing. Or I guess it was like Vanguard zombies before Vanguard zombies. It was awful. And you needed to do some convoluted quest that was tied to all 3 maps. It's like its own mini super Easter egg, but it just sucked, man. And then Frozen Dawn was DLC 4, I think. Dude, by Tortured Path, I was just like, oh, Darkest Shore. Darkest Shore was DLC 2 or DLC 1. Um, and that map is fucking dog shit. It is anybody who can do that solo. Like, hey, congratulations, I love you. You're probably a really good zombies player, but like, you also probably hate your life. Uh, yeah, I give it a little bump up for me in the zombies category for just the Final Reich and just the Shadowed Throne. Those 2 maps were like okay. Actually, I'll say Final Reich was a really good A tier zombies map. But as far as campaign, like I don't remember a whole lot about it. It's just another one of those that I thought was very forgettable. Um I remember some cool mechanics like being able to actually sneak for the first time in a Call of Duty campaign by like distracting enemies by throwing, remember you could throw the little shell casings and they would like
Yep.
walk over there. Like I thought that was really cool. Um I also think this is the one where like you needed to like keep your medic alive because he would have your meds. And then you would need to keep your like gunner alive because you could like swap out your meds for your grenades or something like that. Um had some cool stuff, but I just, and then they had like that epilogue or prologue with like the little resistance in France or something. But
Yeah.
I multiplayer, man. I played a good bit of it, but I just didn't care. Like it launched in such a bad state. I will say it got a lot better once they got rid of the what was they reworked like the perk system in this game. Not acquisitions. Whatever the perk package was, perk system. They reworked it, and we kind of see a little bit of that in um, Modern Warfare 2 and 3, like 22 and 23, I should say. Where would you rank this game?
I'm gonna say for because there's not enough good stuff about it, but there's also not enough bad stuff about it either.
I think people would have really liked it if it wasn't another World War II game.
Yeah,
Um, I'd say top of D,
I could agree with that.
top of D, top of D,
Yeah.
bottom of C. Which one would you prefer?
Top of D.
Top of D. Top of D's nuts. Sorry, I had to do it. It
It
was
was
like
just so forgettable.
it was just a snooze fest, you know. After World War II, we had Black Ops 4.
S tier, 9 gauntlet.
That's the only reason you want it in there, though, you know. I like how I like how that became a meme between you and I too, because we actually tried that. It, and if anybody plays like zombies and watches any zombies YouTubers, like they Noah J and I think Chopper and JC Backfire, they all do like the 9 gauntlet every once in a while just for like shits and giggles, and it's just a meme. Dante and I did that first whenever gauntlets first came out, and honestly, like they are fun. They are fun to do. They are also very annoying to do.
Yep.
But I think Black Ops 4, multiplayer wise, not as good as Black Ops 2, but it's up there. Doesn't have a campaign. We're gonna rate Blackout is on this tier list as its own thing. So we're not gonna rank Black Ops 4 based on Blackout at all. So we're taking
And
Blackout out of the equation.
if we did, it
Zombies
would be no for me.
Zombies is probably my least favorite out of a Treyarch game. And if any of these maps were put in, like, if any of these maps were made for Black Ops 3, I'd say they'd instantly be better. The perk system being tied to just 4 perks, and you can't change them unless you run like the like the secret sauce or whatever the hell it's called. Um, Spawning in with your specialist weapon rather than being able to like do a little quest to get your specialist weapon. Yeah, like very beginner friendly, but the systems of Black Ops 4 zombies were not beginner friendly. Like the zombies for the first time, even with like stamina up, could run as fast as you. They could path to where you were going, not to where you've been. So like you would be running through like a hallway on Blood of the Dead, and you'd like fast travel somewhere, and you'd pop up at the fast travel and there'd be zombies already there, and you'd like just die. You just fucking die.
Yeah.
Um the tigers on 9 on launch would one hit you. On launch, you only had 150 health instead of 200, and they took Juggernog out of the game. It's just, it got better, not to mention the crashes. It got better,
Bro.
but like there were so many things they tried to fix from like Black Ops 3 that didn't need fixing. Didn't have a campaign, but I really liked the multiplayer. This multiplayer was the first time since Black Ops 2 that I did a full prestige level 1000 game. And that's all I have to say about Black Ops 4 because we're not ranking it on Blackout. And in my opinion, multiplayer is probably an A tier multiplayer for me, but everything else just kind of held it down to like a C tier in my book.
I'd say I'd give it a high C tier.
I see it definitely above Advanced Warfare.
Oh yeah.
Like as far, I mean, even though we're ranking them as a package, Black Ops 4 had a worse package. It's still better than Advanced Warfare. Like if we were ranking them just based on their multiplayers, I really like Black Ops 4. I like the mastery camo grind. I like the classic prestige system, and this was the last game we had a classic prestige system in. I'd say it's an A tier multiplayer, but everything else, zombies being as broken as it was, and just not having a campaign, and zombies being completely reworked and shredded whenever it didn't need to. Um, After Black Ops 4, we had Modern Warfare 2019. And like I said, we're not ranking them based on their respective battle royale modes. This is multiplayer essentially and campaign.
C tier.
C tier, really? Above Black Ops 4?
No.
No. You like. Okay, so this is where. Me personally, you did Black Ops 3 dirty. I can't put it above Black Ops 3 with Black Ops 3. I'm putting it in B tier after Black Ops 3. I'm calling my audible. You have one now. Modern Warfare 2019 was a decent multiplayer for the first time. I played only Search, so I get it. Respawn, you got shit on. I loved Search and Destroy in this game. I loved the gunsmith system. I loved the field upgrade system. I just thought it was like if it was the only out of all of the like the rebooted trilogy that we have right now, it was the only one that felt good to play, if that makes any sense. Third
No, I
game
get it.
mode being Spec Ops, and I believe they even had like tried to bring back survival or something like that. But like, oh no, Spec Ops was kind of like the raids from Modern Warfare 2, but done way worse.
Yeah.
The Modern Warfare 19 engine was incredible. This game visually looks stunning. And the campaign by far of the original of not the original of the rebooted trilogy has the best campaign. I actually gave a shit. Yeah, it has some of the same old campaign tropes as like Russian guy bad, help the country of Urzikstan. Farah is a bad bitch. There's some like actual dialogue options. Like I loved Modern Warfare 19's campaign. I did. I was stoked whenever they announced this. We're not ranking it on Warzone. So um yeah, I think that if we're not ranking it on Warzone, like B tier is very good. Obviously you think C tier behind Black Ops 4. Anything you want to say?
No, because we don't have Warzone factored in. I 100% stand on my hill that it's behind
Being
Black
C
Ops
tier
4.
Black Ops 4. Yeah.
But that's more on my personal side. I do see your side in it, and I can't agree, but Warzone is what held that game together
Yep.
for me.
No, I don't disagree. And I think if we put Warzone into this game, like if we're ranking it based like that, we say Warzone, I think it's an A tier. You know, I think
100%.
it goes even higher than where I put it. Um, Next up is Black Ops Cold War. I have.
Didn't like the multiplayer.
I
Multiplayer
didn't
was
either,
not it.
dude. I didn't either. I just played Modern Warfare 19 for another year as far as multiplayer. Um, Campaign wasn't bad. Campaign kind of felt a little bit closer to Black Ops 1's. Um,
It did. Yeah.
that being said, though, like I kind of felt the twist coming from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't expecting Bell to be a member of like the bad guys. The protagonist ends up the protagonist that you're playing as ends up actually being a member of the antagonist that you brainwashed. That mission in like Vietnam where you're trying to find the red door, like that was sick. Like they did a
Yeah.
good job with that. This game was developed originally by Sledgehammer. Treyarch came in and like you know painted the walls, did the old landlord special on it. I hated the multiplayer. Could not get behind it. Um,
Not a
zo-
single ounce.
Zombies, while obviously with Black Ops 4 we had the end of the Ether story. This is now the beginning of the Dark Ether story, which I just wished they would like let die. But here we are. Um People fucking played this. People fucking played zombies. You had Tim the Tatman, Courage JD, um a bunch of people played zombies that you were like, "Oh wow, like never thought they actually would." So it was like actually a good it was a refreshing zombies mode that was far from perfect, but it lowered the barrier for entry, but it also left people like me kind of desiring more. Um, the fact that the last zombies DLC for Cold War, the Easter egg is literally pushing a button and building a thing, and then boss fight. That just like wasn't a fan of that. What are your
Yeah, I
thoughts?
really like. The only thing I really liked out of Cold War was Outbreak.
See, you're an Outbreak lover. I'm an
Oh yeah.
Outbreak player. Like I don't hate Outbreak. In fact, I think I ran you and Taylor through the Easter eggs in those. Um,
Yep.
we should play that again soon.
I'm done. Just let me remove 148 gigs to install 287 gigs or something.
Yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, all these games are getting big. Not even just Call of Duty. All of them are getting huge. Um, but yeah, Cold War. I don't know. Where would you rank it?
Honestly, as much as I hate to do it, I zombies definitely carried it, but I don't feel even then that it was enough. So I'd say low C.
Low C,
Yeah.
above Advanced Warfare,
Yeah.
above Advanced Warfare, behind Black Ops 4.
I'd have to say.
I
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I just saw these two games sitting next to each other, Cold War and Black Ops 4. If you took both of those games and merged them together, it'd be an S tier game. I've said
I
this
I,
for years. Said
I
it for
agree.
years. If you had the Black Ops 4 zombies maps, but you gave it Cold War mechanics, like being able to buy as many perks as you want without a limit, they just cost more every time you buy one. Um, but you have the same level of depth of Easter eggs from Black Ops 4. Um, shit like that. Upgradable perks. You know, Black Ops 4 zombies maps, Black Ops Cold Wars mechanics, Black Ops Cold Wars campaign, Black Ops 4's multiplayer, it would be an S tier fucking Call of Duty. I've said it for years.
I agree.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Never played it, so I have no opinion.
Dude, okay. Let me rant. They gave us another fucking World War II game. But why? Because Sledgehammer was like, we love World War II, and we're going to make this the most realistic World War II shooter. And then 6 months into the game, people are running around as fucking the bad guy from Black Ops 2, the bad guy from uh, Call of Duty Ghost. They're using an EM1 from Advanced Warfare. Totally lost its identity. Played like Modern Warfare 19. It was in that aspect, I think the multiplayer, like as far as mechanics, was better than 19 or better than Cold War, obviously. But didn't like 10 gun attach. You could put 10 attachments on a gun. I'm sure you remember that from Warzone
Yep.
1.5 or whatever. And I hated that. There was like you could build a gun exactly how you wanted it. And the best thing about Gunsmith was always that if you build out a gun, it always seemed like if you could just put one more attachment on it, it would be perfect. So you had like that sacrifice.
Yep.
Um, yeah, Vanguard said, fuck that. Build it how you want it. And people, I didn't like it. I fucking hated it. It's like you give the people what they think they want and it sucks. But if you give the people what they think they're going to hate, they like it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, Campaign, I want to say like 40% of that campaign is playable. The rest of it is cutscenes. It's not good. They brought in like actual movie directors to direct the cutscenes because, and it's just like total filler junk garbage. I don't know. Played 3 levels of it and I said, yo, this is ass. And I was out. Then the zombies mode, I pre-ordered it because I was like, man, I'm gonna get to see what's going on. And after Cold War, like technically it's before Cold War, but um, like they're gonna expand on that. In some ways, they did, but they did it through they changed zombies, right? So instead of it, they made like Outbreak Junior, where you go to like different multiplayer maps and you complete a challenge and you just do that cycle over and over again. It launched, didn't even have a wonder weapon, didn't even have a pack a punch camo. The perks were upgradable in game, which hey, I'll give them a shout out for that. It was just like Zombies was a shell of what it was, even in just fucking Black Ops Cold War. And it was all Black Ops Cold War, it was already a shell of what it was in Black Ops 4, 3, 2, and 1. Terrible fucking game. Can't believe I pre-ordered it. And that is the reason these days I don't even pre-order Call of Duty. I wait in like a couple days after release. If I see it doesn't have a whole lot of bugs, see a lot of people playing it, having fun, I buy it. But I will never pre-order another Call of Duty ever again. They're not getting my money. I might buy it, I might play it, but I will never pre-order it ever again. Welcome. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, everybody. Um, yeah. After Vanguard, we had oh, it goes in no tier, by the way, in case you didn't see that.
Hmm.
Um, Modern Warfare 2, 22.
I'm dropping it right in there. It's going in B tier above Modern Warfare 3 original. I have no other words to say about it. It gets the nostalgia points because of the memories we made while playing it. That's it.
So hold on. You can't do this because you have it above Cold War.
Yeah.
You liked. Did you play the campaign?
Yeah.
Campaign, you saw that fucking Shepherd betrayal from a mile away, right?
Well, of course.
And it had cool moments, but like the whole time it's just like, what are we doing in this campaign? Everyone's
Yeah.
hyping this fucking campaign up like I'm sitting here, I'm the only one stuck by my gun, stuck by it the entire time, and said that the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign was better. The multiplayer was a shell of 19's. The we're not ranking Warzone, but I'll give it a rose because I actually liked some of the raids. The raids I think were fun. Um, for me, I think it's a travesty to put this above Black Ops 4 and Black Ops Cold War.
Hmm.
But I also put 19 in B tier. So I guess this is where this stays. Okay. Modern Warfare 3, 23.
God, everything's screaming at me right now to put it in no, but
I
I
like the
can't.
I like the multiplayer way more than MW2's. I really do. I think MW2 now, like right now, I think that it had some good multiplayer maps. The gunplay is awful in it. Like, don't forget that when Modern Warfare 22 launched, that everything was slow from your ADS time to your like recovery time from like sprinting to the fact that there was like delays after sliding, like extreme delays after dolphin diving. Like you couldn't jump and aim at all. There was just delays everywhere. If we're gonna rank the campaign, bro, man, Modern Warfare 3's campaign was dog shit.
I
Mo-
can solidly say it's in the never played category for me.
6 hours of your life well saved. Um, Modern Warfare 3's campaign is fucking dog shit. It is so dog shit that it makes Modern Warfare 2's campaign worse
And
because
that's why it's the most expensive.
DLC of all time. No man, it I really enjoy the multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't mind the multiplayer.
I and I agree with you. I think it deserves to go in the no category because it is so fucking bad. This whole game could have been deal like push out a rework for all of the Modern Warfare 2 um Modern Warfare 2 like mechanics, right? Give us the slide canceling back, give us the you know more less jumpy weaponry, you know. Um take out all of the delays like I said before and push out a patch for like year 2 of MW2 and drop the maps from Modern Warfare 2 into it. Maybe give us like a DLC campaign instead of just, like a couple extra missions, right? Instead of making a bunch of filler, they call them open combat missions where you like play on pieces of big maps and it makes the campaign feel like you're playing Warzone. It is fucking awful. I'll put it in no tier. I'll put it in no tier on principle that
I
it should
agree
have
with that.
literally just been a DLC charge us $30, get all the original Modern Warfare 2 maps, and rework the Modern Warfare 2 systems to what they are in Modern Warfare 3. I like the perk system. I like the gunplay. I like the slide canceling. Campaign is awful. Doesn't have a third game mode. Warzone 2.5 isn't ranked. Okay. That's the tier list right there. The three that we have left are Blackout, Warzone, and Warzone 2. I think hold on, let me add a row above. We'll make our own category. We'll call it BRs. Battle Royales. What are we ranking them? I know what we're ranking them. I don't even need to ask you.
All right, here we go. Let me cook on this one. Out of all the BRs, let's see. It's gonna go Warzone 1
Yep.
is top.
Top of BR list.
All right, and then we have the Roblox version of Warzone, and then we'll go to Apex, Fortnite, and then we'll have
PUBG.
Warzone 2 in there. Yeah,
Oh no.
PUBG.
No, I'd put
Get that in there.
PUBG. I'd put oh okay, hold on, wait. Time out. Run it back. I would put I would do Warzone, Fortnite, Apex. No. I'd probably do Apex then Fortnite. Then
Yeah.
Blackout.
Ooh. Oh.
I will put Blackout above Warzone 2.
All right, I'll leave that be then, because I hated that. I played one game of it, and that was it.
Bro, you could drop into Verruct. You could drop
Yeah,
into Buried.
that's wild,
It
man.
was closer to
I wish I could have dropped into
PUBG.
having fun.
It was yeah, but I have never had fun playing Warzone 2. like
I have.
it, and then let's call Warzone 2.5 the Modern Warfare 3. I'd put Warzone 2.5 above Blackout.
I agree.
It's a little bit better, but Warzone 2 ruined it. Warzone 2 changed the way people played the mode for the worse. And now that we have Warzone 3, you cannot play not Warzone 3. You can't play Warzone 2.5 the same way you played Warzone 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put Warzone 1, Blackout, Warzone 1.5. So after the Vanguard season of Warzone 1 is worse than Blackout.
I agree.
Then I'd probably put no, okay. Warzone 2.5, Blackout, Warzone 1.5, Warzone 2. That's it. That's my tier list. And I'm not changing it.
In my personal opinion, for my list, Blackout would be the one on the bottom. It would be below everything that we currently have in the no tier.
So yours would be on my other monitor, right?
Like, I'd rather sit there and play all four of those games in the no category before playing Blackout.
It'll just never be what Warzone 1 was, None of them will. And that's sad.
No.
Part of it I think is because we just don't have the time to play like we did during the pandemic and everything. The other part of it is I think um the other part of it I think is just not being as good. I even really enjoyed the Cold War season of Warzone 1. I think it was really good. Then I'd say Blackout during the beta was at its peak. And had Black Ops 4 launched Blackout crossplay and free to play, I think it would have been a lot more successful. Because that's the biggest issue with Blackout was once everyone quit playing, there's no way to even get into a server unless you're playing on a PlayStation 4 or 5.
True.
Anyway, any last words?
No, I feel pretty all right
I
with the
think
way this
I
tier
think we
list
did the
is.
Lord's work today.
I really do.
Um, yeah. Thank you all for watching. This is the only and correct tier list. Although I do think it's a crime that Black Ops 2 is in A tier and Black Ops 3 is in B tier. But you know, this is a list that's all about compromises, right? We're kind of he gives me this one, I take that one, whatever. But yeah, this is our tier list. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you do, feel free, please like, follow, subscribe. Do the whole thing.
Or
Leave a comment.
don't.
Yeah, or
We can't
don't,
tell you what
and
the
or don't. But we might send people to your house if you don't. Um, yeah. Check out
check
our
your closet.
socials. Yeah, check check your closet. Dante will be in there tonight. Um, yeah, check out the description down in the video description down below to follow us on our socials. Follow me over on Twitch. That's a little it's a little barren over there right now, but we're gonna get back to it here eventually. Follow Dante over on YouTube, Vortex Hawkeyes. Yeah, that's I think we did good work here.
I agree.
Yep. Well, feel free to leave a comment down below. Tell us what we should talk about next. This has been Game Flicks and Chill.